Welcome, everyone, to Elton's retirement journey. 62 years old, living in Georgia, originally from Detroit, and been enjoying myself with all the guys on the YouTube, Dwayne, Sarasota Jim, Buzz, and Steve. All successful guys who are in their retirement prior to hitting that age. And I'm here at 62 years old, and I got a little nest egg, but need to continue working. So this channel is for those of us who are still grinding it out and waiting for that great golden goose to hatch and where we go into retirement. So I've been basically in the computer industry since 1982. Had several jobs where I've been employed for 5 years or longer. So I've accumulated a few things. Um, Started investing about back in 1989. Wasn't making a whole lot of money, only able to put the, uh, you know, minute amounts away, maybe a couple grand here, 3 grand there. I mean, when you're making 21 and 24 and, later on in 2005, 35,000 a year, you can only afford to put so much away, but made the best of it. And at 62, I'm consider myself someone who is going to have a good retirement, but I got to stay on track. And you guys have helped me with that, and that's one of the reasons why I decided to start this is to help with any other the other folks who are still working and grinding it out and getting ready for retirement. One thing about it is you got to put away something, and you got to get prepared for those rainy days that are going to happen. We can't control everything, and sometimes things happen to us. There's no fault of our own. But number one thing is personal finances. You're not much of a man if you ain't got no money. You can't do much. Where you gonna live? Live with your kids if you ain't got enough money. You know, um, I look at my SSA at 62, and it's just not enough. You'd still be working. So if you're gonna work, you might as well make the most of it. So I'm one of those guys that has a part-time job. I love sports, so down at the stadium, I can make a little extra money. They pay us a lot more than they did several years ago. Anytime, if you're in a city where they build a new stadium, the wages are going to be much, much higher because they're going to do more exclusive suites and things like that. But that's how I make extra money. And right now, I just came off a 7 day work week. Well, I took one day off um, in the middle of last week. But after this weekend, I'll be on 6 days where I work every Saturday, and I'll pocket about $75. And so over 6 weeks, that's 450. I can throw that at whatever I want. Um, Basically, this channel is going to be about what it's like for someone who's preparing for retirement. Lessons learned, things that you're finding out about, how retirement works. Um, it's basically a big puzzle. Every piece has to fit perfectly to paint a really good picture. Um, Based on the last few years, uh, when we COVID hit, fortunately, being in IT, I got sent home. You always get worried when, hey, boss calls you. You got a minute? I was told to grab a screen. You're going home, and by the way, you're on call this week. Well, you're going to need to work both days and be on call. And it was 16 hours plus another 5 hours of on call. That's a lot of hours, and couldn't spend the money, so I started saving it. Did pretty good. Better off than I was. COVID was probably the best thing that happened to me financially because I don't go anywhere and I saved a lot of money. And I do feel I have a heartfelt for all the people who suffered. Um, Hopefully we don't ever have anything like that, but it is what it is. But when you go through something like that, you wonder, what's it going to be like? You get sent home and your job's gone, and you start looking at where I'm going to pay my bills, and then all of a sudden the market's off 20%. All that happened within a week in March. When I went home, I watched my account drop a lot. I just got one of my accounts up to 100 grand. I only started with 35,000 from rollovers. We were cooking until that happened. But I learned a lot. It's like number one thing, I listen to Dave Ramsey a lot, and that whole idea of having 90 days or 6 months worth of living expenses means a lot. Um, I decided that's not good enough. I need 2 years. And so I started saving up for that. And the only way I was able to save is having an idea of what my budget is. And I'm hoping that once I learn how to do some of this video editing, I'm able to cast a Excel spreadsheet, and I can show you how to set up a basic budget spreadsheet. Mine has everything in it from, all my utilities and uh, the rent and everything, all the way down to the haircuts I get here once a month. And it really allows me to see how much money I have, not to go blow away, but to invest. And I did find that there was, you know, the second pay period of the month, um, there was quite a bit of cash, and that's what I've been investing. I'm actually in my fourth year of investing a significant amount into fixed income, which we'll hopefully talk about that in one of the segments. But anyway, I'm here testing this out and see if I can get the video and everything to work and maybe get it posted up. And then I'll put some content together and we'll be back at you. And thanks. Elton's Retirement Journey.